This week on One Crazy Story, comedian Sam Rager joins us to talk about the time she had a stalker.
But what they didn't mention, and what we saw the next morning when we went out to the window area, is that not only were there fresh footprints from last night, but there were a lot of footprints that were older.
Hello and welcome to another edition of One Crazy Story. I'm your host, Nate Armbruster, and this week we're talking with comedian Sam Rager. Sam is hilarious. You all should know who she is, and that's why I asked her to be on the podcast. Now, funny story about this episode is originally, a couple years ago, I had talked to Sam about doing the podcast. She came over. We recorded 2 episodes, 2 whole different stories. They were both hilarious. And then I lost a hard drive, including her episodes, and I was heartbroken because I think she's hilarious. And they were 2 of my favorites. And of course, a couple years go by, and it's time to re-record them. So this is me and Sam basically redoing the episodes that I lost because I'm an idiot, and I fried a hard drive. So that's what I get. So Sam and I had a good talk. We talked about 10 years ago, she had a stalker. It was really weird. It's just, I don't understand how anybody could do that, which is probably a good thing. Whenever you hear a story like this and you think like, I just don't understand how someone could spy on a young woman through her bedroom window. It's probably a good thing that I can't understand that. So, so when people say that, I always think like, yeah, it's probably a good thing that you can't understand that. If you could understand that, I wouldn't be talking to you anymore. That's for sure. So yeah, it's just an odd experience. It just sucks. I don't know. It's just weird. So anyway, so Sam and I talk a little bit about that, and you guys should definitely go to her website and find out where she'll be performing at. You can see her live. She's hilarious. You'll love her stand-up. So go to Sam's website, samragercomedy.com. That's R-A-G-E-R, Sam Rager. Check out her website. Go follow her on the social medias and tell her how much you love this podcast. Also, check out where she's performing live. She does stand up all over the place. She's very funny. You're going to love her. Guaranteed. If you've enjoyed anything I've ever done, you can always keep in touch. Follow me on all the social media at One Crazy Story or at Nate Comedy. So for those of you who just like the podcast but hate me, just follow the podcast. Just make it easy. There you go. Just make it nice and easy. And also, I want to hear what you got going on. Let me know if you've got a weird story or a crazy story or anything that you think would be worthy of talking about on the podcast. I'd love to have you. Just shoot me an email at onecrazystory@gmail.com, and I'll get back with you. It'd be nice to hear from you. Let me know what you think. And you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, if you can't find this podcast, you're probably not listening right now. So there you go. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. Now, enjoy this episode with myself and comedian Sam Rager.
By the window, and I look, and it's a face, and the nose is touching the glass.
Jesus.
And so I'm sitting like, I would say I'm sitting like 8 inches from the window.
Oh my God.
So I turn, and we make eye contact, and I for some reason I don't react right away, and my sister sees me staring at something.
Oh my God.
And she turns and she starts screaming, and it still takes me a second, and even as she's screaming, he doesn't break eye contact.
What with you?
Yeah.
You guys are just so so you are just staring at this guy looking in your window, his nose pressed against it, just like you guys are just staring at each other, and you're probably just in shock in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know there's somebody looking in here. That's fucked up.
And he has this like smeared lipstick on.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so we called him the Joker because that's the closest thing. And we scream, we run out into the living room. And we tell my dad to call the cops. My dad is like completely bedridden.
Oh no. Well. Yeah. So that's such a tough spot to be in when your kids are like, going through something like that. And you're like, shit. Yeah. Give me the phone. That sucks. Ugh. What a scary night. Did you guys call the police and
Yeah, and we lived in such a small town that it took them 45 minutes to get there from the town over.
Oh my God. So the nearest police department is like 45 minutes away, because I can't imagine it was a busy night in this small town. Like it was like, we'll be there, we're on our way, and it still took 45 minutes of just oh my God. So they send out the one cop. So 45 minutes later, I mean, so the guy, when you guys ran out in the living room, did the creepy guy outside, like, did he eventually like, when he saw you guys freak out, did he run away?
Yeah, because I went back, like I went and grabbed like a knife from the kitchen. I went back to the bedroom and I like opened the shades and he was gone.
Oh my God. You grabbed a knife. I mean, it's a good move. It's definitely a good move, but damn. I don't even know if I'd have the guts to go grab a knife and go back to the window. I'd be like, he's got to be gone. I can't see him. He's gone. I'll just tell myself he's gone. Guy could be breaking in right now, but he's gone. I ran away. He's gone forever. That's cool. I fixed it. That's my level of problem solving right there.
Yeah, I'm sure the moment you'd.
Yeah. Well, so, the adrenaline does some crazy, it makes you do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that video of that mom whose kid was like stuck under a car or something, but she lifted the car.
I didn't tell
all from just like the panic and adrenaline from seeing her kid like in danger. So yeah, so I'm like, you grab that knife, Sam. That adrenaline will, you'll cut a bitch, I mean, you don't. That's so weird. It's just such a weird thing, like the lipstick, and I'm just staring at these two girls in their room. That's so weird.
Yeah, I was upset because the police were like, "Oh, it's probably just a peeping Tom."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What? And this was, you were like you're like 20. What? I mean, what year was this? Like, this wasn't like the 50s. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Just it was just like, Jesus, man. Somebody was. That's wrong. It's not right.
Yeah. You
can't just be all right with that. So it's probably just a peeping Tom, and you're like, was it you, officer? Was it you? Was that? So why did it take you so long? Did you have to change into your uniform, you weirdo? It's probably just a peeping Tom.
There's like the red lipstick, like
and like you could just see the little dab on the cheek a little bit. You're like, it was you. That's so creepy. Like I was thinking, some of those small towns, you're like, that could be the case.
Yeah.
Oh, so when the cops show up, did they even seem concerned? Because obviously you're all right, but they're also at the same time, like, what do you do? Like, how do you even? Because you don't know where the guy went. You don't know where you just like, he had lipstick on.
Yeah.
And I stared. Do you remember what? Can you describe him to the cop? Did you do the whole like, this is what he looked like? No,
they don't care about any of that information. Yeah.
It's like, why even drive out there,
that was like an easy hour and a half.
Right. That's like, yeah, like we could have we could have just done this over the phone at that point. It's like going to like a dry wedding where you get there and you're like, oh, shit, all right, I guess we'll leave now.
Yeah, so they did a quick walk around and stuff, and they're like, oh, you're fine. But what they didn't mention, and what we saw the next morning when we went out to the window area, is that not only were there fresh footprints from last night, but there were a lot of footprints like that were older, and you could tell he'd gone to the other windows, and he went to my old bedroom once, and then he went to the living room where my dad's hospital bed was, and you could tell he just went there once as well. So I think he checked to see like, oh, there's nothing worth watching there. But the bedroom that I was sleeping in, there were so many old footprints, and when he left, they all each went to different directions. So it's like he took a different path each time. Wow.
So you really did your detective work too. Like the fact that you could like figure out like, okay, he's been here. I mean, he probably had been coming here before. That wasn't the first time, And it's like, because your old bedroom, I mean, you just moved rooms. So it's like, what do you have? I mean, he's got this, he just knows, you don't know. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
And so.
And do you even sleep that night? Like,
no.
Like, I mean, did you sleep with the knife and everything? Like, I mean, I would have.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, I'd have gotten a hotel. We're out of here, man.
Yeah, it was weird. The next couple of weeks, he would come back and he would like tap on the windows, like and
this is just a normal thing he would do. Well, not normal, but you know what I mean, like a regular thing.
Yeah,
come back and tap on the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And then he found a way to, or he found like the power went out in our apartment, and then there was like pounding on our door, and I went and grabbed a bat, and because I bought myself one after this happened, and I went to the door like right, and there was like nobody there.
Ooh, and you opened the door? Mm-hmm. Damn, Sam. I'm never gonna like. I'm just like, I don't, Sam. You have a knife on you right now. Damn, don't. Yeah, but that's like, I commend you.
And
I wouldn't have. It's just opening the door enough to just. I'm gonna lock this shit. Put a couple of get the mattresses, stand them up. That's fucked up. So the power went out. Was it like a storm? It's stormy night.
No,
like all that shit.
I found out that like later after the fact, because my dad hated that some nights I went over to my sister's apartment and I slept there because I was like too nervous. Mm-hmm. And my dad hated that because he was bedridden.
Right.
He was like scared to be in that situation.
Totally.
As well.
Yeah.
So the fire department came one day when I was at school, and they told him like, hey, the special circuit box that only like the fire department's supposed to have access to have been broken in, and your apartment is the only one that's been messed with.
Jesus Christ.
And my dad didn't tell me that until after we had moved out of
Well,
that place.
that's so smart of your dad. That is a parenting decision right there. That is maybe I should wait to say something about this. Or never say it. So this guy's clearly cutting power to somehow mess with you.
Yeah. And at that point we set up security cameras, and he stopped messing with us for like a month or two. And during that time, my sister and her fiance moved in with us.
Okay.
While they were in transition.
Yeah. So you got the whole family there, right? Dad's still bedridden when they moved in? Yeah.
So I went back to the old room, and they have the bigger room.
Sons of bitches. Of course, I'd have gotten married too if it meant I could keep this room. Yeah.
That's on the registry.
The bigger room. It's the most affordable gift on the registry.
So after the couple months after my sister and fiance moved in, one night, I think the person probably had to have like kind of tested the camera to see if we had been watching, but my dad had stopped watching. And they stood outside our apartment and were screaming, like a very high pitched scream at like 2:00 in the morning.
The stalker guy just screaming.
And like a very shrill,
like blood curdling, like somebody's being murdered.
And then my sister's screaming, and it's almost like going back and forth.
So your sister screamed because she heard someone screaming?
Yeah.
Because you guys just woke everybody up. Jesus.
Yeah. And so I like run into her room, and I like flip on the lights, and the person stops screaming, and my sister's like, turn off the lights. If the lights are on, they can see and hear better. So I turn off the lights, and there were woods next to our apartment, and you could hear they started screaming again from the woods as soon as the lights were off.
Jesus. I don't like what. Like what do you do?
We tried calling the police again.
Oh gosh, yeah. Hey, you remember us? This is only the second time you've had well, I mean, I guess after the first experience, you're like, well, just gonna have to buy a bat. This is Sam's. Sam's gonna handle this, right? Buy a bat. Fuck the police. Like they're not very much help. So you guys call, and do they even give a shit this time around? Or?
No, they don't even come.
What? Yeah. Why?
They're like, it's probably the same person. It's not.
It's probably the same criminal that we, Oh my God. And is anybody else in the neighborhood? Small town. I don't know if did you guys go down to like, I don't know, the whatever the town. Does anybody else have? Is anybody else having these same problem? Or are you guys like, as far as you know, like, because this is an apartment? Do your neighbors hear this, or do they know?
That's
what's going on.
That's what we were upset about. Is that like if I were a neighbor and I heard shrieking like that,
well, yeah,
I would have called the police. But like none of our neighbors did anything.
Jeez.
And we were thinking that like, oh, it's probably one of our neighbors.
That's probably a good. Because how many? Was it a big apartment building, or is there like a bunch of? This is a small place. Like there's only 5 units or something.
I would say there's about like 15 units.
Yeah. So it's like enough, but you still think like enough of them would be at least just pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm trying to sleep. Like, you know what I mean? Not like maybe concerned. I mean, you should be concerned for the safety of whoever's screaming, maybe. Just like nobody looked out the window.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus, what a weird, that sucks. So it had to be one of the weird neighbors, probably. I mean, those small towns get, I don't know. I drive right through them. I speed up. Sometimes you just gotta, it's just like, nope. So you call the cops, they don't even show up. They just tell you it's probably the same person, which is nothing more than reassuring and probably more uncomfortable than it already was. Like, well, thank you. Yes, we figured that one out, officer.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was like the summer of 2008.
Mm-hmm.
The summer of 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad admitted himself into a hospital in that fall, and I also started at Wayne State, so I moved down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then during Thanksgiving break, my dad got a new apartment and wanted me to move all the stuff to the new place. So
you guys kept the apartment while he was in the hospital, while you moved and went to college. So this place was just sitting empty for a little bit?
Yeah, for 3 months it was sitting empty.
Just sitting empty. Man, that stalker, what did he do in those 3 months? Like, I mean, do you just go to another like victim, or do you just, that's so weird.
Yeah. So
3 months empty, you're thinking like, all right, maybe if we hide a little bit, maybe he'll just be like, oh, maybe they moved.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if
and my first, like, I had started dating my first boyfriend during that time.
Right.
And he had come up with me, and I'm like, oh, it's been 3 months. That whoever was stalking probably has given up and realized that nobody's really living here anymore.
So you convince your boyfriend at the time to come, but does he know anything about what's been going on? Or do you just go, you know what, it's been 3 months, let's just see how this goes. I don't want him to know that we're going up here, like possibly, some sort of weird danger, or just something. Like, do you give him a heads up? Like,
I gave him a heads up on it, but I think he didn't believe me.
Right. Right. Cause I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you tell them. Like, yeah, we got this stalker in town, the local stalker, but like, I'm sure, like, I don't know, every town's got there's a barber, there's the guy who owns the diner, and then the stalker. This guy that works at the gas station. That's Phil, the stalker. Yeah, so you told him, and he was just like, right.
Yeah.
So how'd the trip home go? Like, was it like, because you're moving to a new apartment for your dad. You're moving his belongings, right? And is he still in the hospital?
Yep.
So basically, the idea is when he gets out of the hospital, we're going to this new place.
Yeah.
No one's gonna know where we're at. Not even this weird dude. Everything's gonna be good.
Yeah. So that night we're like moving, and I'm like, oh, we don't have a bed set up at the new apartment yet. We can spend the night here.
There you go. Good idea, right? It sounds like a great idea. Like, why get a hotel? We got a place right here.
Yeah, it's been 3 months.
It's been 3 months. He's on to somebody else.
And I made sure to try and stay in the middle room, because the room at the end, the bigger room, was the one that he was drawn to the most. And then the next morning, when we're packing up, I look, and there's a huge slash.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Along the window that we stayed in.
Oh my God. A slash? Yeah. Of what? Like blood?
Like somebody took a knife and cut the screen.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like the screen?
Yeah.
Like cut? Oh my God. Sam. Yikes. Wait, so then that wasn't there the night before. You're positive.
Yeah, because we would have it was windy because it was fall. And
yeah. Well, you didn't have it open, did you?
No,
oh
thank
my God. Yeah, right.
Oh.
It's nice out. Let's crack the window, even though it's been 3 months. So we can get some fresh air in here. Oh my God. So there's just a cut in the window and you're like,
Yeah.
And was he like, oh, I guess you were right.
Yeah, but he was still calm about
Well, that's good. Well, that's good. You want to be calm. I bet if you asked him now, he'd be like, inside I was screaming like a bitch. Yeah, like that's the thing is I don't know if anybody knows how they'd react in this type of situation, but you'd probably be handling it way better than I would. Be like, we are leaving now. I will open up a credit card and get a hotel room. I will do anything to not stay here.
Yeah.
That's scary shit. So how much more moving did you guys have to do? Did you get out of there right away? I hope.
Yeah, we finished up, and then once it started getting dusk out, then we're like, okay, well, we're done.
We are leaving town.
Yeah.
Never coming back. Have you been, so you moved everything, your dad gets out, new place, you guys stayed there. Different town? Was it the same town?
No, it was the town that the police had to drive from.
We just thought we'd make it easier on you guys. So the new place is was there any incidents there?
No, luckily it was on the 7th floor of senior.
You're like, we're going. What you got on the top? Anything? When you guys are finding a place, you're like, anything high up, nice high rise.
Yeah, it took me so long to be able to sleep in some place that was on the ground.
Right. I don't blame you. That shit is fucked up. And obviously, this guy's just probably still out there somewhere. Ugh. Because, unless they got a police department in that town now. Well, he probably opened it. That guy. Oh.
Yeah, it made me so paranoid. I was taking some community college classes, and I was walking down the hall, and I overheard a guy talking to his friend. And the stalker had to have been at least 6'3" or 6'4", had a stockier build and shaved a buzz cut. And this guy matched that.
Oh boy.
And his friend asked him hey, what are you doing this weekend? And he made eye contact with me and he said,
shit.
Oh, some people watching.
Oh, get the hell out. Please tell me you I don't know, did you hit him with that bat you bought, or did you go grab a knife or something? What? Oh my God, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Did it freak you out?
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ. You'll never forget what that guy looks like, right? I don't know. Oh my God, that I can't even imagine. I'm glad nothing happened.
Yeah.
I'm glad nothing that's bad enough, but I'm glad it just did not.
Yeah.
Nothing worse happened, because Jesus. With when the slash comes into it, you're like, no, you're that's fucked up.
Yeah. And it wasn't the sturdiest apartment, so and the windows were terrible.
Yeah, he probably could have totally broken in. That just means he's just he knows what he's doing, being you know what I mean. You know what kind of weird you're being, That's fucked up. I'm so glad nothing happened. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Sam. So no incident since then, right? That was the worst it got. No more stalkers, right?
Right, no more stalkers.
Good.
And now I have pepper spray, a bat, and a taser.
Good. Good. I think that'll do it. I've never been pepper sprayed. It's probably I said that like I should be proud of it, but you know what I mean. I've luckily never. Well, I say lucky. You can't even say lucky. I just never have.
That's how approachable you are.
I'm 6'1". I promise. I'm not 6'3". But actually, once I was in a bar where someone accidentally. It was on their keychain, and it was a total accident, but it cleared the place out. That shit is strong.
Oh my God.
And I was like, my first reaction was everybody just everything's good, normal bar. And then it's and then you just like run out. Everybody runs out. They had to open up all the doors in the window. You know, it's like a winter too, so it was freezing. They had to just to get this out. But I'm like, I couldn't imagine being hit like point blank right there, right in the eyes. That shit has got to that'll do the trick for sure. Well, good. Well, you load up on the pepper spray and get you a sharp knife or something. No more stalking. That's weird. If any stalkers listening, you stop doing that shit. I'll pepper spray.
Or wasp spray.
Oh yeah, I'll spray. Sam, thank you for letting me bother you again on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me share.
I know nothing better than being like, hey, you remember that horrible experience that you were kind enough to tell me about on the podcast? Well, funny story. I lost it, and want to talk about it again? You want to relive it one more time, and then we'll just put it to rest. And I will make sure I don't lose this one. This one's going right. Safe place. What do you got coming up? Anything you want to share? You got a website where people can check out what Sam's up to? Because I think you're hilarious, and I think people should know who you are.
Thank you.
And also, you should know my girlfriend speaks highly of you. She loves your comedy. She thinks you're hilarious. She's
amazing.
Yeah, she is pretty amazing. So I think everybody should know who Sam Rager is.
SamRagerComedy.com.
Okay, great. And that's where people can find all your shows, anything you're doing, and maybe a link to this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But like all the Twitter, everything. Sweet. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.